Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV. We're here for the Checkered Flag Show once again, and which episode is it this time? It's episode 20 of the Checkered Flag Show. Wow, 20 already.
Yeah.
I've got Brother John, my new co-host, with me. How are you, mate?
Hey, mate. I'm good. Hope you well. Thanks for having me again. As always, I'm now getting accustomed to this. I think I'll get used to this.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you so
yeah,
much.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. I think it's one of those get strapped in and buckle up for the ride. It's gonna be a
Oh, yes.
bumpy one, right?
You can
But
say
yeah,
that again.
we're gonna get into the main talking point in a minute. One thing I
Yeah.
just want to shout out, and something that's just come up um, just now before we went live, which is probably why we're a bit delayed,
Yeah.
is to do with the Singapore Grand Prix. It's not. No. Whoa, hang on, and I'm going to put this in the chat actually.
Yeah.
I don't actually put it as a post, did I? No, I didn't do that. Didn't do that. Shit.
On Twitter, only on Twitter.
No, I'm gonna put that as a post now. What did I say? The Singapore Grand Prix, the 2021 Singapore Grand Prix has been cancelled from this season's calendar. Which Grand Prix? Actually, here's a question: which Grand Prix? And I want people to answer this. How do I get rid of this option? Shit. Let's do this again. I want people to answer this while we're live. What would, if they're going to replace it with another Grand Prix? What Grand Prix would you choose? What circuit would you choose? Would it be Nürburgring? Would it be a return to Mugello? You name it. What would be your dream? Like your favorite one to go with. We're gonna pick ours, and I'll start with you, brethren. What Grand Prix would you have?
For me, I'm a big bias to German, the Hockenheim, GP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And not
yeah.
Nürburgring.
Sorry? And not what?
If not the check, not the what am I trying to say? I'm not the
Yeah.
not the Hockenheim.
Sorry. Yeah, the Hockenheim. That's the one that I
Not
would really play.
Nürburgring, but not Nürburgring. Sorry.
Well, to be honest, yeah, like that's another good shout. But it's just that Hockenheim. For me, I just have a soft spot with it because it really has produced a lot of action. Because the thing is that you want a race not like the last two races whereby we had. Imagine for Charlie, you remember Charlie, right? Charlie's
Yeah.
first Grand Prix was Spanish, and I'm sure for him who was a first timer, like for example, you like if someone had recommended him to to watch the first race, obviously it was going to be boring. But now for me, that person of adrenaline, full of a lot of action. So for me, the only one thing that I could think of was Hockenheim. That's why I said at first I'm biased, but I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. For me, I wouldn't mind Nürburgring, to be honest. For me, I don't know what anyone
Why?
else would think, but I would.
Yeah.
I've always liked the Nürburgring circuit. The
Yeah.
history around it, with them being the Nordish with the Nordschleife as part of like the major circuit. Obviously, not part of the Grand Prix circuit now, but
Oh yes, exactly.
yeah, just the whole history aspect over it.
Oh,
Yeah, and
so
I've always
like,
liked the track as well. And it's quite a nice flowing track as well, with nice flowing corners.
yeah, exactly.
So,
Because you know, like,
um,
yeah, true. I
go on.
agree with you. No. Like I'm saying, I agree with you. Yeah, like for history, yeah. But it's just that like for me, like in 2019, I think yeah, it was back in 2019 when it was held. Like it was full of fireworks. A lot of action. Of course, yes. Like you do not want to incidents like accidents to happen, but
Well, they are looking to replace
it
it.
brings
They are looking to replace it, and
yeah.
unfortunately, Germany's not coming up as one of the options.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the
The
problem.
Singapore Grand Prix is cancelled for a second year in a row due to
Exactly.
COVID-19 restrictions, with alternative options on the table. Singapore organises, and now people might think, well, we're coming out of lockdown. Yeah, we're coming out of lockdown in this country, but not everywhere else are
Yeah.
far behind what we're doing. We're way ahead of everyone else in the world in terms of
Yeah.
our vaccination program. So,
Oh yes, exactly. Yeah.
um, and confirm their race will not take place on October the 3rd, 1st to the 3rd amid COVID-19 restrictions. Turkey, China, and a second race in the USA believed to be among the alternative options for Formula One. I don't want
Yeah.
China having any Grand Prix.
Why?
Why?
Why? Yeah.
Well, there's a reason why we're in this mess.
Of course. Of course. I thought
There
as
is
much.
there is a reason why. There is a
I
reason
thought
why
as
we're in
much.
this mess. It's very right now
Yeah.
that something that then they're not telling us and um about what actually went on and about it and how it broke out, but that's another story and that's a lot of political sides. But I'm
Yes,
just saying there's
exactly.
a lot
Yeah, exactly. Because even
that
like
just
currently,
doesn't make sense how a virus should just break out like that.
yeah,
So
and like on that matter, like there's another, like I don't know if you know that there is another outbreak of a virus. They call it the H, like is it H10N3 bird flu, which started I think 3 days ago in China, and it's very rapid. So for me, like
oh my
I
god, there's
just
not
think
another
it's
one, is there?
just good, as it is just to
Did you just say there's another
just,
one?
yeah, there's another one. Oh, like you do not know at all.
No. Don't tell
I'm
me there's
telling
another
you.
virus on its way.
I'm telling
You
you,
can
really, there
piss off.
is. I'm telling
No.
you, for real. I'm telling
What's
you,
it
for
called
real.
again?
There is. It's called like the blue, like the bird flu. Say bird flu.
Oh,
Uh
China
yeah,
virus 2021.
yeah, just yeah. The bird
China
flu.
reports a human case of rare H10N3 bird flu.
Exactly.
Oh, that's not good.
Exactly. It
That's not
happened,
good.
like 4 days ago, and it's spreading like no man's business. And like you think already, we're already in
Uh,
this mess, and
we
you think
think
maybe things.
so. Diagnosed on 28th, but risk of avian virus spread is low.
That is
State
what they say.
that was stated on the Tuesday.
Yeah,
A 41-year-old man in eastern province of China uh, has been confirmed as the first human case of infection
exactly.
with the H10N3 strain of the bird flu.
Yeah.
Although health officials in China said the risk of a large-scale spread remained low, the man, a resident of the city of Xinjiang, went to the hospital on the 28th after developing
Yeah.
a fever and some symptoms. China's National Health Commission said
Yeah.
he was diagnosed with having it on the 28th of May. The commission said although it gave the details about the man, said it, the commission said, though it, right, they said he had basically an influenza virus on the 20th of May. The commission had said that, but though they did not give the details about the man have been infected with the virus. Basically, they cover their own tracks, then release out what they want to release out when everyone feels like it.
Yeah.
We'll
Exactly.
go there, yeah. Because we want deals
Yeah.
with you, we go, yeah, okay, fine, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
good. Cool.
yeah, very
What
much.
did you
Yeah,
say,
because you
China?
know what? Oh, sorry, go on, please, sir.
I don't believe anything that comes out of their mouth. I literally don't.
Yeah, true, very true.
And
Especially like if you recall, like the first time, like the first coronavirus was reported in
that's
November 2019, and they gave assurance to the WHO that it's not transmitted from you like human
that's
to
what
animal.
they
That is
report.
what they said.
That's what
Yeah,
they said. I
that
believe
is
it
what they
happened.
said.
It
But
was
now
happening in the middle of August in the summer.
exactly, you see, and now see the crisis that happened. So for me, to be honest, I really do not recommend, like doing it in China. But then again, many people have opinions saying you're now being political, but we're not being political, but we're saying that we
We're
do
not
not
being. We're
need
just not
another.
being. We're not just believing in what China is saying.
Exactly. Yes,
You've got to take what they're saying with a pinch of salt. They're not. They're not going to completely come out with the truth.
exactly, man.
Um,
Exactly.
but
So
anyway,
yeah,
the deputy said the Singapore Grand Prix to cancel the event for second year is an incredibly difficult decision, but a necessary one in light of the prevalent restrictions for live events in Singapore. Since its debut, the Formula Singapore Grand Prix has attracted fans from over 100 countries and
yeah,
established itself as more than just a race, with a robust circuit-wide concert and entertainment lineup.
yeah.
I remember 2017. Um, what happened? Who was doing the gig for that? Oh, I can remember. I can remember.
2017, where exactly?
Oh fuck! I can't remember. I can't remember the name now. Because
Uh,
they do they have someone doing who's doing their tour come and do
oh
their
yeah.
live gig. And
Ah,
I
yes, yes,
remember
yes, yes, yes.
2017. I can't remember who it was.
For that section, I'll just have to leave it to you, mate,
I
because
can't.
you're
I
good
can't.
with dates. I'm so.
Nah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Talk Man, you knows. I'm sure
Oh
Talk Man,
yes.
you or anyone else knows what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
How
uh,
unfortunate.
yeah. If someone can guess what the person I'm going on about, right, then yeah, by all means.
Yes, exactly. But yeah. So if I'm being frank, of course, I wanted to be held in Hockenheim in German,
Mm-hmm.
but already there are just too many races in Europe. Like too many races. I do not think that it's
That's
going to be
because of their
held. Like the
situation.
replacement.
They
Yes,
could do a
exactly.
second race of
But
the Americas is also a possibility. The US Grand Prix
that's
taking place
possible.
there on October 24th. There are strict COVID-19 entry rules in Singapore, the city statewide, in which F1 had staged a night race to a spectacular effect in 2008 before the pandemic. The sport continues to plan for a record 23 race schedule.
Wow.
This weekend's Azerbaijan, the sixth week Grand Prix in the week so far.
Yep, that'll be good. I just hope that
And
they be.
I was going to actually bring forward about practice 2 from that session.
Yes, please
Right.
do.
Sergio Perez on top, Mercedes struggle and Charles Leclerc crashes. What has happened to Mercedes in Baku? Red Bull Sergio Perez sets the pace in practice 2 in a match Verstappen with Lewis and Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas both down in 11th and 16th. Ferrari fast again, but Charles Leclerc crashes again. Sergio Perez continued Red Bull's strong start to the Azerbaijan Grand Prix weekend by setting the pace in practice 2, with Mercedes surprisingly outside the top 10 and well off the pace in a session that also saw Charles Leclerc crashes at Ferrari again. Press off a hugely contrasting weeks in Monaco as Red Bull took the championship lead off a below-par Mercedes. The title challengers were expecting the title holders to bounce back around the high-speed Baku streets, but Friday's running had suggested anything but that. So Hamilton was 1 second off Perez's pace with a 142.1, while Bottas finished 2 seconds back. The clearly agitated Hamilton, who also struggled in Monaco, told his Mercedes team on the radio, I don't really know where all the time is, if I'm honest. So it tells me they need to start investing in his car now.
Did you hear the agitated Lewis Hamilton? media. Really amazing.
This is what happens when you don't invest in the car.
Yeah. That's just the problem. They're
focusing already on 2022.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone is. But now also
They're not
like you
going to
have
get the advantage like they did in 2014. I'm sorry. They're not
thank
going to.
thank you so much. That is what I'm just always telling people. That this time is just a different ball game. But now, like the Mercedes fans are like, oh, there you go again, there you go again. I'm telling you.
No,
I just don't understand it.
No. I mean, I get their point with the Mercedes fans because everyone thought that with the new 20 hybrid rules, everyone thought that as well.
Yeah.
Even like 2008, all the McLaren fans thought that as well with the 2009. They didn't realize about the blown diffuser and the double diffuser.
Oh yes,
Yeah, you know what I mean. So they
Yeah.
didn't see that. There's unless Mercedes are invested that heavily that they found a loophole, that will mean that they will be so much quicker and guaranteed trying to win the title next season. I don't see why they're doing this. I don't know why. They're just because the way it looks like in a minute, they're just gonna throw away a championship here.
Yeah, to be honest, like it's like what we're
That
talking
really
about.
is starting to piss me off. If that's the case, I'd like to fucking know who's fucking running this joint.
Definitely
Because
not
it just doesn't
Allison.
make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, true.
I mean, now you've got Ferrari looking like they're stronger than Mercedes.
Yeah, true. They're bringing the fight to Mercedes,
So
and
afterwards,
like of all the tracks, like Baku, you would think that they would.
But then, to be fair, and I'll go back to this war and this war whole between, as the title says, the war between Hamilton, between Red Bull and Mercedes. It mainly rests around this whole situation with the flexi wings and limbo wings, whatever you want to fucking call them, fucking chicken wings. I don't care. Right?
Yeah.
And you can see fundamentally when the Red Bull's going down the straight, you can fundamentally see, right? For people that can't understand this, is that on a straight, you want maximum straight line speed.
Yeah.
So, and in corners, you want a high level of downforce. To get that high level of downforce, the wing can be higher. It needs to be higher. So it can push more air into the ground. On a straight, you want it to be lower because a lower wing, more or less drag, more straight line speed. So what they call as a limbo wing is that when the car starts building speed down a straight, it starts where it set its level there in the corners. It then starts coming down.
Yep.
Starts running just under it, which gives it more straight line speed. And down a long straight, and I'm not kidding, and I don't care what Christian Horner bloody thinks, that can give you up to half a second. It can give you up to half a second down a straight.
To be honest,
it's very funny because now all of a sudden, if you see the Mercedes one, it's doing the same thing.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So, so where was I? Hamilton said it was clean. I got all the laps that we needed. There were not really any mistakes, but just slow. There was no more time in it. I think there's something fundamentally wrong, and we need to figure out what. Well,
yeah,
it makes no sense. You are all flying high. I don't. That doesn't make sense. Tires? Can't be the tires, surely.
Well,
It's got to be tires. It's got to be tires. It
why do
has
you
to
say
be.
so? Because
Because there's not exactly like they're taking anything off the car. The car was fast in Portimao. It was fast in Spain. It was fastest in Spain. It was fast in Portimao. It was fastest in Imola, I would say.
yeah, Bahrain.
Bahrain, it was obviously 3/10 slower. We all knew that.
Yeah.
But it had the potential of being able to get, with Hamilton behind the wheel, had the potential of winning the Grand Prix because of Hamilton's pace. So it makes no sense. How is all of a sudden you've gone from being dominating for most of the season to now all of a sudden you can barely get into the top 7? It makes no sense. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, to be
It's
honest.
it's kind of like what I saw with Ferrari, because Ferrari weren't last season. What they weren't that bad, like in testing, with 3/10 off Mercedes, but they weren't 10th or 11th, right? Then when it came to the next season, all of a sudden they're now 14th, 16th.
Yeah, it's really shocking
And
because
people say it
even
was just because of their fuels they're using, but it's not just the fuels they're using. That car, right? If you saw in Belgium, look how much drag that car had.
oh yes, oh yes,
Oh,
oh yes, I remember.
it was just getting mugged by anyone who could like drive a car, like anyone who get mugged by my Ford Fiesta, for fuck's sake.
Come on,
Honestly,
mate,
it
you're
was
not
that bad.
ranting.
So yeah, I have not got a
To be honest, like it's beyond me because like it's more like Ferrari and Mercedes have changed, like they changed, or like they exchanged, like their previous performances. Because like in Baku, I'm sure even yourself, you were bragging very much, saying that, haha, Baku, Lewis, etc. Right? And I'm sure, like
because that's what you expect. I mean, like Monaco, I was expecting long wheelbase.
yes,
Yeah,
exactly,
you can work that one out,
exactly,
right? But you think
yes,
Baku, even with a long wheelbase, 2019 or even 2018.
yes, exactly. And
Do you
now,
know what?
like,
Actually, do you know what?
yeah,
I will say this actually. Um, I will say this actually. 2018, though they won it, they didn't deserve to. Vettel was clearly faster than everyone else. The Ferraris were faster than everyone else. And the reason why Raikkonen
yeah.
was at the back because of an incident earlier in the race, at the
But
beginning
if
of
you
the race,
say, but if you say that Ferrari was fast, how do you explain Kimi?
because he was at the back because he'd been taken out, I think, or he'd started further back down, didn't he? He
Okay,
started
yeah.
because of a penalty or an incident
Was
or
it
something.
was it a penalty?
I think it was a penalty. I don't know what it is.
Please do confirm.
Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Let me have a look at Wikipedia.
Yeah, because
Uh,
2018 whereby he had that lockup, and
Qualifying
like
result, he got knocked out.
in Q2.
Kimi Raikkonen was 6th
Yes, that is what I know. Yes,
on the softest tyre.
and
So it meant that he was on a different strategy. He ended up 2nd in the end.
mm,
Right, but Vettel was like clearly faster. He was like 2/10 faster than Hamilton, and then. But the problem was that the Mercedes in particular was struggling with
yes,
the heating their tires up, and this
yes,
is
they
what
were
I'm saying.
struggling. Yes,
Everyone was struggling, but I do honestly My only thing it can be is it's got to be the tyres. It has to be. It can't be anything else. Because I've seen it before at Azerbaijan when they've struggled, like in 2018, they struggled to heat their tyres up. And it's the same in Monaco in 2018. They were struggling to heat their
Yeah,
tyres up. 2017, they struggled to heat their tyres up, and then Hamilton
yeah,
got knocked out in Q2.
yes, and yeah, and even in Monaco, like the last race, they struggled too in hitting their
Yeah, but
tires.
the last race, right? But what's different between 2017 and 2021 is that though he started seventh, he ended up seventh, which is the same result. But what was different is he gained 7 places in 2017 by doing what? Overcutting. James Vowles.
Indeed, indeed, I
That's it.
agree with you. I
Honestly,
agree with
you
you.
see every
I,
fucking prick overcut you, and everyone in F2 that was overcutting was gaining positions, and you sit there and go, "We need to call him in first of anyone." Dickhead.
Amen. Amen. To be honest, yeah, like for me, I think like it's the issue of warming up the tires because like other teams like Red Bull are actually like they're not suffering at it because it's just the same car, it's everything.
I will
But
say
now,
this though. I will say this
yeah,
though. Out of that race though.
yeah, Monaco.
Now, the one thing with Bottas, and I feel sorry for him for that race, but the one thing I'll say with Bottas is I can do a quicker pit stop than Bottas. It took him 43 hours
Oh
to
God.
get it to change the
Ah,
tyres.
yeah, very much. Yeah, very much. But you know what?
43 hours to change a tyre.
Oh yes, because they took the tire off
Yeah,
back in UK, right?
so I said, why don't you just take some of your ideas? I
Yeah.
said, any ideas of taking this off? Some people just take the piss.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? It
I
was
know one. So it might blow it to pieces though. Put a grenade on it. Boom.
exactly, but
It'll blow up then.
yeah, but it was just unfortunate. Like it's a one in I think 1 in a million. Like incident. Like in terms of the probability, 1 in a million, whereby you have such a scenario like that. It was
Yeah.
just so much unfortunate, such that like you think to yourself, is Bottas actually now on borrowed time now? Because like
That's a big
such.
thing. That is a big thing.
Yeah, yeah, that's a big thing. And like as we were talking earlier on, I think in the afternoon, whereby we're talking of perhaps probably George is going to be given the seat, but now to have George and Lewis in the same team, you do not want a similar scenario of Lewis and his former teammate like Rosberg. That's the last thing you'd
Yeah,
want.
yeah, yeah.
But anyway, this is speculation. I would
Anyway,
believe that.
I
Yeah.
will say this is that Christian Horner, the
Is
main
the
topic,
man.
obviously,
Oh yes, exactly.
the
And
the,
Totto.
the limbo wing, as I'm going to put it. The
Come
limbo
on.
wings.
I really do not get why you
I've got,
guys are just
like I said,
complaining.
it's your new song. How low can you go? How low can you go? Honestly, mate, uh, 2018 Limbo Wings formula.
Are you seriously going to say
Yeah, I am.
that?
Right. Um,
Okay.
Mercedes and McLaren hit out. This was what, the 21st of the 5th. No, I want a new report. I want a new report. Sky Mercedes. Actually, I've got a better idea.
Oh yes.
F1 news. In brackets, we're just looks like Hamilton and Bottas scratching their heads over Mercedes pace deficit in Baku. But you know what?
Yeah.
You say this, and they'll make some changes, and they'll actually rocket up the field. You find this is all mind games and end up getting pole position.
Yeah, let's just hope.
Just gonna give a shout out to one of your Red Bull faithful, Lawson.
Oh, really? Wow.
Right, got his maiden pole position today in qualifying in F2.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, who became the F2's youngest race winner last weekend in Monaco. So
yes, exactly.
looks like another match for Verstappen on his way.
Yeah, exciting times, mate. Exciting times. But though, you know, like it seems that, you know, like from the era.
Russell will have him. Russell will have him.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, like the Ferrari, you know, like driver in F2, Teo. Is it Teo? Like, do you know him?
Teo Pacher.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
Teo
I don't know
Pacher.
everything. That guy's talented, and you know, like
there's
really
some really talented drivers in F2. That's why I love watching it.
Yeah, me too. I always watch it. I love it.
Do you know what F2? Do you know what that really found is that?
Yeah. What is it?
Oh. Nah. He hasn't signed. Fuck off. He hasn't signed. He hasn't signed.
Is he going to sign at all? Because even like Liverpool are actually, you know, like interested in him, but the problem is that he's African, and in January we're going to already lose Mane, Salah, and imagine losing Besuma again. That would be a big blow. So I think you may have him. I think so. You may have him.
Drops a fourth hint, and Arsenal started to notice a theme. Nah. This sign confirmed. When it comes out, then I'm jumping up and down.
Oh, amazing.
Right. So yeah, you gotta wait first. Anyway, that's football. What are you on about, right, Anthony? Right, it's F1 here. Come on, right. Yeah. What was I on about? F1 news, wasn't I?
Oh yes, yeah, F1, and we're talking of Christian Horner, the man.
Yeah, I'm trying to find his fucking interviews, right? Because he's hit back at the allegations, and it's not just that. It's not just Christian Horner. It's not just actually Toto Wolff having a pop about the
McLaren, obviously with McLaren. What do you expect?
Yeah.
McLaren has a Mercedes power engine. I mean, honestly, obviously, though, you know, like go hand in hand with Totto. What would you expect? For me, I do not really understand. Like, maybe let me put this forward. You know, like what Mercedes are doing, or should I say, Totto? You know, he's throwing stones to a glass, you know, like to a glass house. Whereby, if I say that, I'm saying that he should look at himself in the mirror, because even for him, has he even seen the front wings? You know, like his front wings, the front wings of Mercedes.
Yeah,
that are
but
just
look,
always
your
flapping
rear
and
wings
flapping.
moves. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Your rear wings hold on a whole different fucking ball game, mate.
No.
There's the front wing, and then there's your fucking wings, man.
No, mate. Let me read.
You might as well start growing legs and start walking.
No, not at all, mate.
Yes!
Let me tell you something. Christian is actually right. Why does FIA want to change rules in the middle of the season? Why? Because take a look.
It's against the rules. You're changing the fucking self of the car.
Give me a second. The thing is that let me read to you, right? Section 3.93 it says that if the bodywork may not move more than 1 degree horizontal, right?
Yeah.
When subject to the rearward force of about is it 1,000 newtons, then it's okay, it was passed. Then the second one was like body work, like should not exceed is it 3 millimeters vertically when subjected to a downforce of about 500 newtons, and we all passed this. So for me, I do not understand, like I just don't understand, because like FIA always puts like those yellow stickers, like whereby like when everyone is racing, they can see the movement. You see, so for me, I don't understand it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hold the phone. Right. Yeah. There's also a little thing called Park Fermi. You've heard of that? Right?
I
You
thought as
can't
much you're going to
change
say
the
that.
setup of a car after Park Fermi. If the
No,
fucking wing is moving and
no,
providing less drag and less wing,
no,
that
no,
means you're changing the setup of the car. It's the same thing you did with DAS.
no,
That's when we can't have DAS anymore.
no,
Otherwise, we'd be
no,
having
no,
DAS
no.
right now. We'd be needing half our tyres, okay? And we wouldn't be fucking up your ass, mate. No.
Let me tell you something.
Not just moving our frigging steering wheel move
No, no, no,
forward.
no, no,
Right,
no.
come on, fair game here. Come on, fair
No, no,
game.
no, no.
Come
You know
on,
what? You know what?
sportsmanship here.
No, it's not sportsmanship. Let me tell
It
you
is.
what is sportsmanship. The thing is that like last year, right? Imagine FIA allowed Mercedes, right? Allowed Mercedes to have the DAS for the whole season, and we know the whole DAS had an advantage to your team, had an advantage in terms of aerodynamic, right? And also even allowed Racing Point to keep all of its parts for just one season. And I'm saying, it was all allowed, even though for you guys had an advantage in terms of aerodynamic. But now us, yes, we may have like
But this
flapping wings,
has been
as you
going on.
say,
This has been going on even before that. This has been going on since
because it's
even
like you're
before the season
contradicting
started.
yourself, you guys, huh? Because for you need to look at in the mirror, look at yourself in the mirror, because your front wings are flapping. I don't know if you saw like the post talk conference of what's his name, Christian Horner, whereby he like was talking about all these things, like we saw what Mercedes are doing, but I just do not understand. But let me tell you the real story, like about this. The real story here is all about Totto really like retaliating towards Red Bull in terms of like us going to take their stuff. That is the real question on hand. Let's not, otherwise everything that
Okay,
is,
hang on. So why,
like the wings.
if it's so legal, then is that if you're saying why are now F1 saying that they're going to they make it stricter?
No, that is what we're talking about. Why are they changing the rules? Because already from the two sections that I read to
Well,
you,
I don't know. It's perfectly legal in your case. So why are we changing the rules? Obviously, it means it's not against it. There's something wrong
we
with
are
the
not changing.
rules.
It's
That's
not
what they're basically
more
saying.
than okay, but anyway, the good thing is at least after the race, like Max car is going to be investigated. You know that, right? It's going to be fully investigated.
Oh,
So
is it?
for me,
Did you
hello?
say it's going to be investigated after the race?
Yeah. FIA said car number 33, at which 33 is
Oh, this
Verstappen.
race.
It's great. Yes, after this race, like it's going
Oh,
to be dismantled. It's going to be dismantled. And for us, you know what? Let me tell you something.
oh,
you,
gonna love this.
you know what? For me, but
Banned.
oh, you're enjoying, right? You're
If
enjoying
he gets
every moment
banned,
of it.
that is what you call poetic justice.
Ah,
Especially
man.
if it's a crazy race and Hamilton ends up winning. And if Hamilton ends up second and then he gets banned, love it. Gotta love it, ain't ya?
Yeah,
Gotta love it.
yeah, yeah. But anyway,
Hey,
for
you
me,
did it to us with the DAS system, so we're doing it to you back. So you done.
yeah. But
See?
you had it for one season. Let us have the flapping wings for one season, mate.
No,
Let us
because
have
we're
it.
losing a championship because of you lot. Nah, get out of it. I need one more championship. You can win as many as you want after that. One more.
Oh, for St. Davis, right?
Yes.
Ah, no. And now see.
I'll give you I'll give you your due, right? You're allowed to have a fight with us. Yeah, no problem. But nah, Hamilton's got to have it, right?
Yeah.
Then go. Then do what he wants after that. You can do what you want after that with your
Are you
grand
for
effect,
real?
whatever. It's like knowing Christian Horner, he'll do a
Are
Colin
you for-
Chapman and overdo it and try and kill someone doing it, right? Right? You can do what you want after that. Nah, not this season.
No.
I need it now.
No. And you know what?
You see,
I want to.
this is why he's my new co-host, because me and him are just going to go at each other all season. The Max Verstappen versus
Mate,
Lewis
this is just
Hamilton
beyond
is
me, to
right
be honest.
here.
This is just beyond me, to be honest. Let me tell you something. And you know, like, and you know what? I don't understand, like, Totto saying, yeah, like we're going to protest, like we're going to protest, and like even if it means for us to go to the International Court of Appeals, we're going to do that. I mean, honestly, really, is it really worth it? And also,
hang on. I've sworn back like 2014. I swear there was like a protest when they found out how the power unit was being made at Mercedes. Right? They took apart the turbo and the compressor, the turbine and compressor, and did all that. I swear there was a protest then, or some sorts or something. I don't know.
No, but
you
no,
can't
but
do.
no.
You can't separate them. That's not fair.
But you know what? FIA said, okay, we're going to dismantle the car. We're going to investigate everything.
You know it's going to get disqualified. You know it.
No, we're not going to. We are not going to at all. But I'm saying, do you really think that Christian Horner has been, right now, he's the longest serving team principal since 2005. Do you really think that he can risk, knowing that it was illegal, to risk everything, knowing that there are always stickers, cameras around the car?
But hang on. But you say that, but look what Ferrari did.
Ferrari, come on, Ferrari.
You
come
say
on.
take the risk,
Ferrari
but
is
that's what
dumb.
Ferrari did.
Come on, don't you know Ferrari is dumb?
But
Dumb.
no. But Ferrari did that in 2018, and look what's happened. So don't say they can't take the risk. Don't say that. Don't take the risk. If they means they can get away with getting more power or more downforce or less drag or anything other than that to make more time, they'll take the risk.
But
it's like when you look at safety with F1 cars, right? You can have a car that's 2 seconds slower and perfectly safe, right? But if you've got a car that's 2 seconds faster, but it's completely dangerous, every F1 driver is going to fuck off with the safety car and fuck off to the one that's going to kill him because they want to go faster.
Yeah, like I hear you out, mate. But to be honest,
oh, you hear me out then? Oh yeah. So we have it banned then. Thank you.
No, not really. But no, wait. I want you to hear this. Do you agree with me? Yes or no? That with come on, I haven't started.
No, I don't agree.
I haven't started. The thing is that do you agree that last season, DAS gave you an advantage in terms of aerodynamics? True or false?
Right,
True or false? Did it give you an advantage?
Of what?
I'm saying DAS. True or false? Did DAS give you an aerodynamic advantage over teams? True or false?
No. It was only used during the safety car.
Come on, mate.
Only no. You can look at it. Right?
Okay.
You can look at it, right?
Okay.
Right. The under safety car, they were used by under a safety car. It was used to heat your tires up. Look at the Nürburgring and the restart with Max Verstappen, who's getting swamped by Ricciardo in that. Well, Hamilton went bye.
Wow,
so it doesn't really give you much of an aerodynamic advantage. It just gives you that tire grip, right, that you need to heat your tires up. But today it would have been fucking useful.
Yeah, but now see, right now you're now suffering. You're now suffering because of that,
No,
because you
because we got
cannot get.
because we got some little like weasel there, just like going, no, it's not fair. You're not allowed this. It's like Christian Horner was going on about, party modes. We don't get a party mode, so it should be banned. Well, don't buy a fucking Renault engine then.
You guys.
Don't buy a Renault engine. It's simple as that.
Renault screwed us
You put your
over, mate.
you screwed you. They
Renault
screwed you.
screwed
They
us
screwed you
over.
over.
Yeah, really. Especially, like the icing on the cake was when they took, our driver, mate. When they took our driver.
9 straight wins in a. You've got Vettel to go from 9 straight wins in a row to winning fuck all.
Imagine. But but now let us enjoy.
It took him to move to a different power unit to win a race.
But you know what? To be honest, I'm really not really worried because like FIA is always controversial. Is always controversial. I will, I really will not be shocked at all if I hear that our flexi wings, like we can use them until the whole like the end of season. I will not be surprised because that's how FIA always wants to create controversy. But on that note, did you hear about Lewis? Like Lewis comment saying that but I don't want to get involved into childish,
No, it doesn't want it. No. He
stuff.
focuses on the circuit, mate.
Did
No,
you hear?
that's Horner trying to get in his ear and trying to wind him up, and he's like, no.
But
I'm not betting you. Don't even try that.
no,
Anyway, I've
but
got
you
to
know
go
what?
through some comments. First because we've been going on for ages, right? But I'm not going to hear about breaking news about Arteta. Thank you. Brethren, how you doing? Pal, Max on pole for row, looking good. Mercedes have a better race pace. Lewis is just
No.
struggling under one lap at the moment. Very strange. Yeah, because Mercedes are losing. That's why. Okay. Mercedes doing the Man City. You want the changes to suit them, like I said. Yeah, but you didn't hear about it last season. It was then Red Bull protesting against us about the DAS system. So you could say it was then last season.
And nothing was done.
Horner's been fucking. It did. They said you was banned for next season. We're gonna have it next season as well. We're gonna have it this season as well. But you fucking screwed us over. You screwed us over. Well, it's fucking useful now, right? Especially Baku when it's freezing cold, right? And I will say this as well is that everyone now saying like Man City are doing the Mercedes is doing the Man City. Before anyone starts jumping down, everyone starts jumping down the gun and starts shooting down Mercedes and start having another Hamilton agenda argument, right? Saying, "Oh, Hamilton should just get on with it. If he's so much better, he should be just like stop moaning." And it's like, well, first of all, Hamilton said he's not getting involved, right? First of all, it's for Totto Wolff saying it and running his mouth, right? He's just wondering why he's got no pace, right? But this little team called Red Bull, right? This little team called Red Bull, right?
No, don't say
what they've been doing since 2014 has been moaning about party mode, right? Do you know why we're only allowed one set modes for the entire weekend? Because this lot kept moaning, we don't get a party mode, so it's not fair. Right? They've been moaning for fucking. I'm sorry, mate. It's called F1, right? You develop it. If you can't develop it, that's your problem, right? That's your problem. Ferrari's got a party mode. Mercedes has got a party mode. If you ain't got a party mode, you shouldn't have bought frigging Renault engines, then, should you?
They screwed us, man.
Oh no, tag you because you fall out on it, didn't you?
I was hoping
How is Stuart people, by the way? How is Stuart people? Is he good?
Come on.
No, he's definitely.
Come on,
are they? Good over there?
Come on. I thought you never bring that at all in the conversation.
but the new rules are biased towards high-rate cars. Yeah, of course they bloody are. They know Mercedes is a long slower car.
No, not at all.
The FIA know people are getting bored that Mercedes keep winning the title, right? Because this lot can't challenge for shit, right? Right? Well, they haven't done the last 7 years. No one's been able to challenge properly to the last race. So that's why they've come up with these rules to advantage the higher rate cars. and also to a
Well,
against longer wheelbases, because it gives them, because then Mercedes, who rely on a longer wheelbase and a lower rake, have a
yeah,
less advantage against a Red Bull. That's
yeah,
why
yeah.
Red Bull at the minute are turning up every circuit and looking strong. We're
No,
trying to find answers.
it's not like that, but
But I'm telling you, I'm telling you, they will find it. They will find a way, even with a tweak of the car or not. They will find out to unlock this car. They've
yeah,
done
we
it before.
know.
They did it in 2018, right? Remember
Yeah, we
2018?
know. Yeah, Vettel. That
The
was the
start of
miracle. Yeah, that was
2018,
the
they were
miracle. That was
slow.
the
They were
miracle.
struggling to heat tires up in China, in Baku, right? And everyone was like, "Oh no, Mercedes has done it," right? No one, Mercedes looks
Yeah, true.
weak, right? What did they
That was
do,
the
right?
miracle.
Even Spain was more comfortable, but it wasn't until
German,
like after it. No, it wasn't
German,
so much Germany, but I think no,
whereby
it just
Vettel did the maintenance.
nah. I don't even think that. It's just that because even think Ferrari was stronger then. It's just they didn't take advantage of it. It's just like it did take it to Spain to finally sort of sign them an answer for this car. And then after Russia, for example, they were dominant. Russia they should have won. They won at a cruise. Right,
Yeah.
Japan, right, America they should have won by easily. They had to have a different strategy, but they finally worked out how to unlock the performance of the car rather than making
Oh
an
yes. Oh
upgrade,
yes.
if
Yes.
you know what I mean.
Oh
They
yes.
didn't actually
Yes.
come up with many upgrades for that car. They just actually unlocked the power of it. And this is what they believe they can do with this thing. They just need to understand it. And
Okay,
that's the
but
thing. They go back and they learn and they understand it.
yeah, of course, of course, of course. But also, like as a Red Bull fan, like I'm just hoping that at least by the time you figure out the answers, at least it at least like there'll be a big distance between you and us, to be honest. There'll be a big distance. But what I'm not accepting is that when Lewis, please don't misquote me. Don't misquote me.
Be very
Don't
careful what you
misquote.
say to them.
Don't quote me wrong. I'm not those people who say that like when Lewis loses then it's just complaining. No, I'm not that like
He's
that.
not complaining actually. He's
Yes.
just asking. He's Everyone's saying like I just saw a comment that said um oh he's moaning again. It's why he doesn't deserve his 7 titles. Well, no, that's not right. Actually, he's not criticizing anyone. He's asking questions. Why to the team? Why are we slow? That's
Yeah.
a fair criticism to make. Right? If your car's slow by a
No.
second,
Yeah.
you've got
Yeah.
every right to say why is it
Yeah.
slow.
Of
Right?
course. Of course. Of course.
He's a
Of
seven-time world
course.
champion. You don't leave that pace overnight, mate.
Of
And
course.
people saying that he's finished because he's bottled it again in Baku. Hang
Yeah.
on a
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
First
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
all, it's practice, right? So you clearly don't understand Formula One because everyone's different freaking
Yeah.
programs at different times in that practice, right? So if you think he's bottled it just after 2 sessions of practice in Monaco, you have got you don't
Yes.
basically
No idea.
like in football you don't know ball. It's like that. You
Yeah.
don't know F1.
Very much.
Don't know
Yeah. Very.
absolutely. If you're gonna start
Very.
going down that road, you know nothing, right?
Yeah. True.
It's not that. It's the fact that what I just don't like is the fact that then people just because he's had 2 bad weekends. What is he suddenly lost it? Bullshit,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. True.
Bullshit.
That's
If
out of
Max
question.
Verstappen has to win this one just to equal him in amount of race wins, so how has he lost it?
Yeah. True. 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 Of course. But now, yeah.
I could have
But
jumped down the gun and literally gone down and went after Imola and then Portimao
oh yes.
and then
Spain.
Portimao in Spain, wasn't it?
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
it was
Portimao, then
Portsmouth,
Spain.
then Spain, then
Yeah, then
Monaco.
Spain. Yeah, and then Monaco. So after Spain, I could have gone, look, Verstappen's bottled it for 3 times now. Ain't
Yeah.
got it, mate.
Yeah. That's
It's
the
finished.
problem.
Ain't got it, mate.
Yeah, that's the
Didn't.
problem with people. Yes, but now like this side of the series. The thing is that when he wins, right? he's now like more like yeah, okay, like how can I say this? Like taking a snipe at like Verstappen saying, yeah, the quicker car, but they always make mistakes, etc., 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 right? But then now when Max wins, right? When he wins, like what happened last time, and I quote, Verstappen said that, like I do my talking, like on the track and this, that, and
So does
like
Hamilton.
wait. Then Lewis was like, I'm not going to be involved, like in war of words, etc., etc. I don't want to be childish. But when you win, you're always taking a snipe at Max. You're always taking a snipe saying that they have the fastest car, but I don't know why they're always
Nah,
making
nah, nah,
mistakes.
nah, nah,
But
nah.
come on, man.
No, no, no. Never heard that.
That's
No, no.
indirectly attacking. Because if you win, then you say, yeah, but like
That is
Red Bull
called
has the
paranoid.
fastest car, but they're always making come on. But then now when Max says, come, like bringing the fight to him, then he says, no, I don't want to be involved, in childish stuff. I mean, come on. That is what we're talking about. Not to say that, like he's complaining, saying that, like saying, why is my car? No, that's not it. But it's just that when he wins, then he takes a snipe at Max. But to be honest, I really do believe that the war is outside the racing circuit, whereby
Of
Red
course it
Bull,
is.
we have been very much recruiting, and I'll give you a warning, like a warning to say that if you do not give George Russell, if you don't give George Russell, don't be surprised. I'm just saying this is Christian Horner. Christian Horner always loves, like to take one off Totto every time. I won't be surprised, and I want to predict this. Remind me like later on in December. I will not be shocked at all when I hear that George Russell has come to Red Bull. I won't be shocked. But anyway, this
Nah,
is
nah,
just
nah.
me. No, why are you saying no,
That's
no,
not
no?
right. Nah,
Do
nah,
you know
no,
so
no,
far
no.
how many
It won't
people? Do you know
happen.
so far? Come on, anything can
No
happen.
one happen. No one happen.
Let me ask you a question. Do you really think that
Well,
it's so
they're
easy
extending
for
their
George
why
Russell?
they extend it. So they're extending Paris's contract.
Wow, these are rumors. So far, like nothing has come out from the camp of what? Of Red Bull. But now I'm saying, I want to ask you a question. Do you really think that George Russell is going to wait forever until maybe either like St. Louis
I
retires,
don't think he'd be
or
waiting that long. Actually, I
yes,
think what he
yes,
needs. No, he'd probably move to like.
even Red
Uh,
Bull. If Red Bull comes calling, mate, if Red Bull
no,
comes
no, no,
calling
no. Mercedes might put something in there. The Mercedes in like
in the Williams.
Nah, who's power? Not just Williams. I think but this. I mean, I think they still use Aston Martin. Still use their engines. Quite easy to put them in there.
Yeah,
Take
yeah,
better well.
yeah. But I'm saying this is wishful thinking because already let's see who is at Aston Martin. Tell me, Vettel and Lance Stroll. Do you really think that Lance Stroll will leave? Do you really think, considering that the dad is involved, very much involved there?
Yeah. That's why I think that Vettel will go.
Ah, I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. Because you know what? You have to feel for George Russell because it's not easy for him to see Lando Norris performing week in, week out in a very good car. It's not easy for him to see, like Charles Leclerc always performing week in, week out. It's not easy for him to see Carlos Sainz. So do you really think that's why I'm saying you guys really have to, like leave our wings and you focus on your house, to be honest. Focus on your house rather than like coming to Red Bull, etc., etc. Because I mean, honestly, you guys were given one whole year, one flipping whole year to use, like your advantages, and us we kept quiet. Even Racing Point was given 1 year, the whole season. It was not taken from them. So what gives you the right for you guys to come to us and say that FIA, please do that, please do that? It's not going to be done, to be honest. That's what I think. Especially right now with F1 now being interesting, like having a two-horse race rather than to just have Mercedes. I do not think so. Anyway, this is just my opinion. I stand to be corrected.
I don't think that's entirely true. To be honest, I do feel that.
What's
I don't
why?
think. I think with Bottas, Bottas needs to perform this season, and so far he hasn't. Simple as that. So it might get to a point that he might have to step in. But then again, Russell has a tendency of making these mistakes, and that's what Mercedes are worried about. Mercedes are worried about these mistakes will cost them championships. So they cost them their place at the top. You've seen with Red Bull how they were so dominant for 4 years, right? And now they've been struggling to win a title for 7
Yeah,
or 8,
exactly.
sorry
I
now.
remember.
So that's the
It's
thing.
eight, right?
They don't. It's one of those when it's not broken, you don't fix it. So they don't want to tear it apart. And
Yeah.
because so far the combination with Hamilton, Bottas, Toto, Wolff, James Vowles, and Bono, it's
Yeah.
brought championships and championships and championships. So yeah, they don't want to you sort of upset the apple cart in that sort of sense. But I do feel George Russell,
Yeah.
they'll probably move him somewhere else where he can express more of his talent. So maybe
Yeah,
like an Aston
exactly.
Martin. I could easily see Vettel stepping down and him going to Aston Martin. Or they could even
Vettel.
go, yeah,
Oh.
because he's just as old as Hamilton now.
Yeah, of course he's old, but how many years does he have? Didn't he sign like a 2-3 years, I don't know, contract?
Yeah, but then so did I mean so did Sainz. Sainz signed a new contract.
Oh yes, exactly.
Signed a contract with McLaren, and it only lasted about
McLaren,
2
but
minutes,
then
didn't it?
later on. Yeah, exactly.
The
Exactly.
contract might be there, but it doesn't set in stone. They're going to be there for
Determined.
years.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But we'll have to wait and see on
Exactly.
that.
Yeah.
But like,
So
obviously,
yeah,
this war
speaking.
keep carrying on, and yes, Mercedes is probably struggling these last 2 races, but
Yeah, yeah, but I think it's foolish for one to say that they are finished. They are finished.
yeah,
I mean, honestly, really give them
that's
respect for the
if
last
people
8 years.
if people are going to start saying that, stop watching F1 because you're too reactionary.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with
Just
you.
stop watching it.
I agree with you, mate. I want to ask you a question. You know, like with the war that is happening between Mercedes on the race circuit and also off the circuit, what do you think? You know, like of like the mantra of Sir Lewis always giving Verstappen, the preference, giving Max Verstappen the preference on the first corner, like we saw in Spain, like what we saw in Imola. Don't you think that perhaps there's going to be a certain moment in time whereby like Sir
Because
Lewis
he
is
knows
going to
what
say, you know what?
Verstappen does. He knew he was going to go diving so bloody late down into turn 1.
Yes,
And I
because
do
now,
feel sometimes
sorry.
Verstappen will push that a bit too far. And at one point at turn 1, he's going to push that too far. And now I'm just going to go, nah, I'm not doing it this time. Bollocks, yo.
Exactly.
And
Because
hit
I'm
him.
really worried
Right?
about this now. I'm really worried.
Yeah, because a couple of times Verstappen's done that. And it's like Hamilton's had to just get out of the way.
Yeah.
And if they're not careful, Hamilton's just going to have to go to the point where I've got to turn in. You know, like in Monaco 2019, like 2 laps to go, and Verstappen was nowhere fucking near him. And he decides he's going to go diving down the inside. And Hamilton's like, well, I can
Yeah.
see you, but I've got to turn in. Otherwise, I'll cut the corner and you're going to start moaning, I've got to gain the advantage. Right? So
Yeah.
he ends up turning it. And then all you hear is, oh, yeah, he's just turning on me.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
mate, it's Monaco. It's a tight corner in Monaco, right? And you're coming out of nowhere. You were nowhere fucking near him. You just about got
Yeah.
alongside his rear wheel, right? And you're only turning into. Of course, he's gonna fucking turn. He ain't gonna cut a corner, is he? Jesus Christ! I
Yeah,
just feel to a
exactly.
point where he's going to do that, and they're going to end up taking each other out.
Yeah, true. Cause you know, like okay. Like I hope you don't misquote me. I'm not saying that Max Verstappen is like Lewis Hamilton. No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that what Max Verstappen is doing right now, like is what Sir Lewis used to do, like back in his early days as a driver, Formula One. You remember even like his
I hear
fights
that, but not that far
with
down the line. I mean, you've got to
yes,
admit, Max Verstappen now's been there for 6 years.
yes, exactly.
It's
So
not
now
that
for
far
me,
down the line.
yeah. So for me, I'm really worried. I really am worried because like there's a moment in time whereby Lewis is just going to say to himself, you know what, I'm not going to go, and it's going to become like a huge incident. That is what I think. But considering like the wars are intensifying, whereby like when Max wins, he goes out, like Lewis Hamilton, and I think perhaps it's going to like get into his head, and perhaps he says to himself, no, I'm not going to give you like the corner, like what happened in Spanish, like in the Spanish Grand Prix, and also in Imola. It only remains to be seen, but the war is just too much, because like you have three aspects off track. Red Bull recruiting many of the employees of like Mercedes. You have Christian Horner and Totto. You have the on track battle between like Max and Lewis, man. This is heating up very much, I'm telling you. I'm really excited, to be honest.
Mm. What's the record of that? How old you have to be to win a 1997, 2021? You'll be 24 this year. By the time you win the chart, we'd be 24, would be too old again. Just thinking. You'd probably be the last guy that probably be that young in 23 to win a championship. Or have an opportunity to break that record.
Yeah, very much.
So, but yeah, we're going to come to the end of that. The war will continue on. If Red Bull win, I won't be happy because I know it is because of the new rules. Well,
Boo.
then you won't be happy throughout the season, mate. I mean, in the end, those are the rules, and like teams have to adapt and they have to make changes. So, yeah. Well, but anyway, we're gonna go for a preview. Anyway, in about half an hour, so we'll be back in half an hour for that preview. It won't be too long because I think it's just going to be a quick preview of going through the drivers and where they're going to finish or what we expect of them this weekend. Yeah, so where can I find you, John?
Oh yes, thank you so much. And also thank you, good people, for joining us. And please do like, subscribe, share, and also watch the ads, as it will help the channel to a great extent. And yeah, we hope to see you in half an hour later.
Wicked. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll be back later in half an hour for that preview. Until then, make sure you. Until then, we'll see you then. Until then,
Cheers.
bye.
All right.